Family members of the Menendez brothers, who were convicted of killing their parents in California, are holding a news conference today to call for Erik and Lyle's release. We're going to dig into this case for you, but first, here's a refresher on what happened. Their parents, Jose and Kitty Menendez, were shot and killed at their mansion in Beverly Hills in August of 1989. Erik and Lyle Menendez were arrested in March 1990. The brothers' first trial ended in a mistrial, but the second jury found them guilty of first-degree murder in March 1996. Now, that July, a judge sentenced them to life in prison without the possibility of parole. But last year, the brothers' lawyers filed a petition with the court. They said they have new evidence confirming claims made at trial that Erik and Lyle's parents abused them. They are hoping the court will see this as a mitigating factor and toss their convictions. And next month, there's a hearing scheduled to go over that evidence. CBS News legal contributor and Loyola Law School professor Jessica Levinson joins us now. So, Jessica, the social understanding of sexual abuse has really changed a lot since the Menendez brothers first went on trial. But even if we are in a different moment societally, has the legal understanding changed?
That's such a good question, because what we would be looking at here is Erik and Lyle asserting a defense of imperfect self-defense. Essentially, they believe their lives were in danger, but that belief was incorrect. And what I would say is that legal standard has not changed, but maybe what we're willing to give credence to under that standing has. So I think that if you walked into a courthouse and you're talking about two young men and allegations of sexual abuse against them decades ago, that the jury may view that as differently and might give credence, again, under a legal standard that hasn't changed, but maybe what they think satisfies that standard has.
And Jessica, this has gone to trial twice, as we mentioned. This would potentially be a third time. How high is the bar for the defense to be granted a third trial?
So the defense here has filed a habeas petition. They've exhausted all other remedies. And what they're saying is there's new evidence. And in part, it's the allegations of sexual abuse. And in part, it's other allegations that Jose Menendez actually raped somebody else, another young man. And the bar here would essentially ask a judge to conclude that that new evidence might undermine the prosecution of the prior case and might lead the jury to a different conclusion. So that is a high bar. One thing I want to caution people is that this isn't just about what the DA wants. A judge also has to bless this. If the DA says, yes, let's try again, a judge still has to say okay or not.
But I would imagine that the DA would be the biggest hurdle that the brothers would need to overcome. If the DA says, yeah, let's go ahead and reopen this case, they're saying perhaps that they're not entirely confident. Am I correct in understanding that?
So I think typically speaking, you would say the DA's decision here would carry an enormous amount of weight. One thing I just want to explain, I'm talking to you from Los Angeles. We're talking about the Los Angeles County DA. And there is an election in 3 weeks from yesterday for the DA. So this is a DA who is facing a lot of public pressure and who's making a decision understanding where we are in the electoral calendar as well. This is a DA who polling has indicated is behind. And so one thing I just want to caution is kind of conventional wisdom on these questions might not hold in this specific instance, because we have this DA making a decision. He is facing a very difficult reelection battle. And then we potentially have a different DA who, before there is a hearing, could come in, or before a judge makes a decision, could come in and say, I view this as different. So your question is exactly right, but the moving pieces, all the components, I think are slightly different today than they would be in a typical case.
That is such interesting context to help understand all that's going on. Jessica Levinson, thank you.